Hey guys, what's up? This is Bry. Happiest of Sundays to you. I'm feeling good, pleasantly fatigued. Left it all in the court last week. We'll walk through the Aura scores, what 1, 2, 3, and I'm also going to share a little bit on my creative process. I've had some insights I'm excited about, and one of the things our coaches often ask me in our one-on-one coaching is how I approach things strategically, where I put my energy, how I decide what's important now, stuff like that. So I will share some of my behind-the-scenes messy creative process and how I go from super messy to more clear. But first, as always, today is day one. I checked the calendar. Yep, today's day one. Today's the day to be our best selves. I'm recommitting. How about you? Moving from theory to practice to mastery requires us to create today as a masterpiece. So let's do it. On that note, last time I'm going to say this for a while, one more day to sign up for Optimize Coach Class 3. The extended registration ends Monday at midnight. The next class is Coach Class 4, January 1st, 2021. If you've been thinking about it, now's the time. Otherwise, would be honored and blessed to have an opportunity to create some magic in your life next year. All right, Aura, then creative process. How are we doing, Aura score? Well, you need to cool down, Brian. Your overall readiness is good, but your resting heart rate indicates 81, right? That you might not be fully recovered. That's absolutely the case. But you know what? It was influenced, again, I'm always amused by the effect, 45 resting heart rate, 57 heart rate variability, 8 at 5 something within 3 hours of eating. And again, we know that this is not quite it, but I'm always kind of willing to experiment again. And the data always comes back the same. Now, my last meal got pushed back significantly because I was in the studio for way longer than I thought I would be. 3 hours hammering out the next batch of Optimize Plus One. So I didn't eat till I had to get in, make the food, and I didn't eat till later. In reality, I could have just fasted, and this number would have been much lower. My body would have had time to recover. But when you eat late, your body has to work hard, and it's going to affect your resting heart rate. It's going to affect your heart rate variability. I will be your case study on this and continue to share the 1, 2, 3. So what's working? That needs a little bit of work. That's fine. What's working is my sleep. Had a great night of sleep last night. Nearly 9 hours in bed, just over 8 hours of sleep. 90% efficiency, I'll take it. Hour and a half of REM, hour and a half of deep, boom. And then the other thing I want to focus on is just as we optimize, we want to celebrate really what's working, right? So that's why we go 1, 2, 3. What's working? What's awesome? Well, you know, my resting heart rate, just for a moment to humbly celebrate it, my high is 45. I got to remember personally to celebrate that. That's pretty awesome. You know, it's easy for me to be the straight A student and I want that at 40 or 41 or 39 even, you know, but whatever. Life is good. Continue to optimize while celebrating the wins. And whether that's you happen to get great nights of sleep, or you happen to be super connected to your family, or you happen to be flourishing in whatever domain, you always want to make sure you're celebrating that while you continue to hold yourself to high standards. So, my creative process, and then I also mentioned I am pleasantly fatigued today. I had a nice climb up an awesome mountain last week over the last several weeks. Today, it's a day to kind of unplug. The thing I'm going to do differently, by the way, is, so we got 1, 2, 3. What's working? What needs work? What am I going to do differently? I am going to relax today, training easy, eating by 3, and I'm also going to start a movie. I realized that this was one of the ways I got my heart rate variability up. I ended my days with a movie, the documentary series, just like 15, 30 minutes. What is it called? The Last Dance, featuring Michael Jordan. So if you have recommendations for me on great documentaries, inspiring ones, and or great movies, please drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. I also watched the documentary on Usain Bolt, which was amazing. The fastest man on the planet has scoliosis, whatever it's called, where your back is all weird. The fastest guy on the planet had to go through that obstacle in order to become the best in the world. Inspiring story. So anyway, now for the creative process. So in our last Soul Force Forge, which is what we call the one-on-one coaching I do with our coaches. Again, we got people from over 70 countries, thousands of coaches now from over 70 countries. One of our guys, Mo, I mentioned before, super cool guy from Islamabad, Pakistan, younger guy who's saying, look, if you were me and you wanted to create Optimize from scratch, what would you do? How would you do it? And I focused, and he said, should I focus on content? Should I focus on marketing? What should I focus on? And I said, what you should focus on is getting your soul force dialed in. Your energy times your focus on what's important now consistently. And what's important now will vary. Sometimes it will be researching or studying or reading or creating content or studying marketing or creating marketing initiatives. We want to be flexible with that, but ruthless on creating your soul force. Get your energy dialed in. Get your ability to focus your energy dialed in. And then get really good at focusing on what's important right now, which is a dynamic process. You want to have a sort of structure to it, but also be willing to be flexible. So yesterday I called an audible on my AM work because the response to my video on my top 10 books ever was awesome. You guys were excited about it. And I'm like, that's a cool video. I should do more. And people are asking me, well, what about the top, 20 books, right? And I realized that what I could do, we got Eleanor cheering us on. What I could do is create a series of top 3 books, right? And I had these ideas that were, wow, we got to animate it. We're gonna come say hi. I love the energy. If we can get a little help, halfway in. Welcome to the Johnson family house. All right. Where were we? Yeah. So basically I realized it would be really, really cool to create a series of my favorite top 3 books. And literally yesterday, I worked for like 45 minutes just journaling before I even meditated. I just had all these ideas. Oh, that would be cool. And this would be cool. And this would be cool. And I created a list of, well, shoot, it'd be really neat if I can walk you through all the areas of our lives we want to optimize, right? My top 3 favorite books all time. How about ancient wisdom and modern science and habits and nutrition and movement and sleeping and focus and breathing? Because I've got top 3s and number 1 recs in each of these different subjects. That'd be kind of cool. And I was getting more and more excited as I started thinking about it. And I just, boom, version 1. What else could I do? Oh, purpose, fiction, that'd be cool. Mental toughness, virtue, leadership, ancient stoicism, modern stoicism. Because I have so many favorite Stoic books. Let's break it up. 20th century humanistic psychologist, creativity, let's do this, like super inspiring books, goal setting books, right? And then what about, someone asked, I think it was Dennis, hey, can you do a top 10 on the virtues? I'm like, that's an awesome idea. What are the top recs for wisdom, right? Ancient wisdom, modern science. How about gratitude? How about love? How about curiosity? How about self-mastery? How about zest? Courage, hope. I'm like, that's a really cool idea. Anyway, I just kept on going and had all these ideas, super messy. And I wound up having a chat with Michael, our head coach and president, about this yesterday on Saturday before we checked into Deep Love, which was awesome. Then I started journaling some more this morning, and then I wound up with, and I should say I also created a paper document that I shared with the team to capture my ideas and to let them know, I think this is a really cool idea. Let's create a top 3 times 33. And then let's create immediate value. So we're doing some business and marketing stuff right now. There's a long-term or lifetime value, LTV, of individuals who are part of our community, right? Which is an important thing for us to create a profitable, thriving business. But I realized, we need to accelerate our marketing efforts, immediate value. We've got to create immediate value for our, I don't really consider our optimizers customers, but for our community that we're serving, our quote customers, our coaches, our overall community. We got to create immediate value. And all this is part of a longer chat on conscious businesses and all of that stuff we talk about in our membership platform, etc. But how do we create immediate value for our existing community and help our existing optimizers walk through all the different areas on our platform? And how do we introduce ourselves to a new community of people via Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, etc., right? While creating an offer that can get them excited to come into our community so we have the healthy red blood cells profit-wise in order to move forward. So this is kind of distillation of my thinking over the last few days. This is literally trash now. All these notes, trash. I distilled it into this, and now I distilled it into this, and now I've got a document that's, oh, this is the plan. We're going to do 33 top threes, right? And I captured it. Oh, okay, all-time habits, ancient wisdom, positive psychology, all the things I just shared. My top 3 nutrition books of all time, plus a life-changing idea from each. I'm it's so excited about this, right? And I've got the idea for this set. I'll go into the Barnes studio. We'll have a cool desk we've got in there with books around it, maybe a jumbo stack off to the side. We've got my philosopher's notes, then the top 10, and hey, here's the top 3, and here's the number 1. Repeat 33 times. Then I've got a little intro kind of idea of what I'll say in the beginning. And then, how I want to share the top 3, the ones that didn't quite make the cut, and then the number 1 most life-changing idea from each of those books, and the number 1 overall, so that with each of these videos, we're truly adding value to everyone's lives and everybody's winning. That's a quick look at my creative process, intellectually, entrepreneurially, strategically, etc. That's all I got. Emerson's going to nature school today. It's a knife building class. Where was the knife building class when I was growing up in school? Hope you have a great Sunday spent in deep love, deep connection as you energize and restore and get ready to give us all you got next week. All right, sending love. Let's do this. What's your number 1 for today? See you.